Hello, gentlemen. Requirement of the in relation to of know of is that the know of is knowing of what? The conversion of the form in relation to the peripheral is that the element of the funding will be separated into the case study and to subsidize into the knowing of. And the knowing of is based upon knowing of. But the knowing of is based upon knowing of. So in that time, it would take me a while to work this one out of the knowing of. But the knowing of is based upon the producer of the knowing of and also the knowing on. In fact, the knowing on is that once we see each other, there you go, we won. We won. An old friend of mine on PHPBB cruise, know of. But what is know of in relation to knowing of? We won. The requestment of a funding we can also execute into the amount of productivity because based upon the productivity, the area of this skeleton will be remarking itself into a wonderful world of know. And the wonderful world of know is the flucker of the third-party insurance policy and to income the design. Because look at this sink. Nah. Is a sink? No, it's not. It's just Mother Mary and Jesus in there. But knowing of Mother Mary and Jesus in there, based upon the SPAT, self-promotion advertising tool, is a knowing of. But in that way, the knowing of is that the oil wave has been decided to knowing more. And knowing more is that the funding of knowing of is just knowing more of. Oh, simple, isn't it? St. John of Arc. Very simple. But the way of knowing of and knowing more of is that the conjunction of knowing more and knowing of is that the amount of productivity is knowing more of. And the comment of knowing more of is that the anana will be decided to knowing more of by its own eyeballs. Oh, fun, isn't it? But the ensue, see, of the oil sarcasm is based upon the knowing of. Oh, look at my skin. Looks terrible. But just in a matter of time, the knowing of and knowing on is the amount of your decisive manner. Oh. And in that way, your decisive manner is based upon your knowing of. But what is this based upon knowing of? The conferment of life is based upon your knowing more. So knowing more based upon the Powerpuff Girls is an equation of the sarcastic, which is one of the most severely damaged developer in the galaxy. Oh, is it? Maybe she is, maybe she's not. But in time, you find out where she is. Kind of like this eyeball, see? She makes human eyeballs. Oh, thank you. Oh, look at the way I laugh. I look old. But anyway, sorry. My apology, everybody. That's all I know of her. Yes, she makes human eyeballs. But anyway, eyedropper. Blah, 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 blah. But anyway, in time, once we share the know of, the wisdom of the area is that knowing how to function the know of based upon foxydoxy and the sharing of foxydoxy in relation to no testicle, desexed. But in time, once we have know of the desex mode, what can we tell the myth of the element, of the principle to share the knowing. Oh. Okay, last round. In relation to the know of, the even order of the know in is that once we know of the know in, we are production, the fusion of this God here above, by the clock and the cork in relation to knowing of. But the know of in relation to knowing of is that the infusion of knowing of is the evilness of the way I act to realize the dimes of Buddhism. Oh. The dimes of Buddhism is a method of physics and psychology to understand the know of. And the know of the white devil is the confunction of his eyeballs and income. T6 dogs. No. No. What does that mean? No. 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 But what kind of no is no, no in relation to bisexual? Oh. By this computer system for my best friend. Starfish. Oh. The knowing of know of for my best friend Starfish is an indication of knowing know of. But the knowing of know of is a transla based upon the knowing of know of by that picturing. And soon you will know of the da of that picturing to conference in the oil of Dalai Lama, the know-in of the diamond, to indicate which plural is the know-in, because in relation to the plural of the know-in is the conference of know-of, and in that way the know-of the conference of E.T. from Sydney is a packaging based upon the sick bay and also the conference the know-in. But in time, my friends, the know-in is a seculator to depilate into the Buddhism, to conference into 12 months policy. There's nothing I can do. But in that way, the article has stated that she has released the pressure of the D-turn pression. The D-turn pressure is that knowing of how this works is that compromising the diala. What does that sound like? I don't know. I can't tell you. But knowing of, I don't know, I can't tell you, is that we are not knowing of, I can't tell you of know of. Oh, confusing, isn't it? No. The knowing of know of and know of, I can't tell you of the knowing of know of, is an implementation of this hair, and to compromise the hairy berry. The hairy berry. Oh. The hairy berry is an extract ratio of the frequency based upon the knowing of. So in that way, when it knows of the frequency of Mother Earth to implement this dually by the sick bay and to income the basic of annual production is a service fee to compromise Wharton law by its own, not policy, but knowing. Oh, Wharton law. Knowing. Knowing is that once we know, knowing of know, and to solve the knowing of knowing by the sick bay is an instrument based upon this packaging. And this packaging is an equal by the separator of the third article. or the fifth one. I don't know which one is which at the moment, but at the temple there is one. But compromising the know of and know in is that this packaging, oh, this packaging, is it? I don't know. It's just one time. The know in and know of is know in, the know on. So, the know in and know of, based upon Jesus Mary, is an implementation of roses. But knowing of the know of roses is that it's wicked in relation to the detention of the pride and to orchestrate the demo lay of the template layer by knowing of. Sounds good, doesn't it? Yes. But the knowing of know of is that once we are inking into the complementation of a skin wave, we are sharing into the knowing of the teleport by particles. And in each particles we are knowing what knowing of. Evil, isn't it? No. Ask the white. What? Diamond. Elizabeth Taylor. But knowing of Elizabeth Taylor is that compromising the confinement of knowing of is that we are not knowing of the knowing of. It's just the knowing of not knowing the know of. We are table laying the pyramid system to compromise the antiphala. She's in. She's in. But who is she? She is the third generator to develop the electric vibe into a body system by the blood vest. So when she does that, she rejoices her work by Mother Earth to equal. She's a sink. What sink? Your bottom. She developed human bottoms. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but you know, I'm a virgin. But that's what she does. But anyway, that's all I can say. I'm not going to. But anyway, in time, once we share the knowing of and knowing on, the complementation of knowing of and knowing on is that the human being has already been created, so it's animal. So in that way, don't we have bottom shots? Disgusting, isn't it? But in that way, didn't Foxy have diarrhea? Oh, there you go. So anyway, in that time, he doesn't have Linda. Oh, I'm not going to say anything. Oh, look at can someone give me a cream to get rid of this wrinkle? I hope so. Can't wait. I want Botox. But anyway, in a matter of time. Hello, Foxy Doxy, my little boy. Mommy loves you. Anyway, in a matter of time, once we have the know of the know e, is that the akasu is the replacement of this way. The replacement of this way is based upon our instrument of a carer and to also the consumption of knowing of. And the knowing of is based upon our intuition of knowing of. Doesn't make sense. But it's just in a matter of time. Once we form the knowing of and knowing on, is that our television has been casting into fund by Fox Lay. Fox Lay. Not yet. Foxley is the 5th galaxy. If I can get there, we have more station on TV. Oh God. And if we do that, we enjoy our life based upon lots of hobby. Yes. To wisdom, the gayness in our life. But in fact, to wisdom, the gayness in our life is that the poetry based upon Dalai Lama and 10 Commandments is the knowing of its own dying. To compromise the son of the realm of Pokechop and to incacassate the 5th decimal of PP36 and 2248 and 2241, complementing the compression 2C31, 2C34 and 2C45 and 2346 and 2C41 and 2C510 and 2C94 and 2C98, reverse condition methodology, equation 321161, subscript 25, subscript 25 and subscript 26, indexing 21.9% value, valve 3, engine D. That's my next engine. The compromisation of the aura has been positioning itself into its compliance of the 5th alley and also to confunction the know of. This is going to tire me out, the know of. But anyway, in time, once we know of the know on, we can also complement the dictation of a service producer, because the service producer has been whistling in the Weihei. The whistling in the Weihei, we are compromising the method of psychology and also to ink the system of 9 realm. And the 9 realm is a discs of AA3C and AA3BC, FG12, BC, F315, BC, FD9A, B1, B2, B5, 46, B1, B4, 45, hexagon, CM31482945, and illumination CC31 D156 in relation to the provision to claim our Wharton law for its own bank account and also to indicate our CJAR of our dick size, which is manufacturing degree of knowing of. Oh. But in that way, Dick Smith, the equation of this template is compromising my way. But in my way, what is your way in relation to my dad's coat? I don't know. Ba nhớ không? Know of. Did my dad know I was gay when I was young? No, I don't think so. Anyway, know of and know on is that you are compromising, see, the know of. But when you're compromising the know of, you are not knowing more of to compromise the know on. And in that way, you are producing the know on and know of based upon the template. And in that way, based upon the template, the compromisation of the template is knowing of, not to look. So when you act like this, when you look, you're concentrating on how you are moving. But in relation to Mother Earth, if you look too much, you're not gonna know of. No, I don't get it. Do you? But knowing of is that knowing on, to implement the know of. And in that way, if you sequel into the know of, you are complementing into the know on. To produce the know on, But in that time, when you produce the no on, the separator of the no on is that you are no in relation to your subclass. And in relation to your subclass, you are sharing into the no in by its own wrinkles. So we are compromising into the no on of the no of. But in time, the no off and no on, we are separated into the no in by which one? Ask him. He may work with you. Leonardo da Vinci versus Anaconda. But in that way, when he works with you, we are compromising to know of. But when we know of, we are inking the system of the analysts for the knowing of. And in that time, we are sharing into the desperate housewife to indicate what? Enjoy.